Hi there everyone, welcome to my channel Aqualuna 73. This is going to be another zodiac sign moon reading, and we're going to do Libra today. Please be in mind these are general readings and it's not going to resonate with everyone. You might also have Libra as your sun sign and you could still resonate with this reading at some stage in your life, because these are Pluto retrograde in Aquarius readings, and whatever is transpiring in your subconscious and whatever you're facing now, it's something that's going to transpire in your life physically, because Pluto is associated with death and transformation. Okay, it's associated with huge subconscious transformation, which in the end affects your physical life and your external life outside your environment, etc. So anyway, let's continue. We're going to draw 6 cards. Every card has a question that I wrote down. I use the same questions for every reading. Okay, so I look at the question and then I interpret what the universe wants to advise you in a certain specific situation. So Libra, you're going to see what the universe has for you today. There's a first card that wanted to flip out. Seven of Swords. This is something that my son got me at Comic-Con. They were at Comic-Con this weekend, and him and his sister and a friend, and he basically bought me a Lego. This is a Lego flower, a peony Lego flower. Okay. It's beautiful. I like it. I love it. It's cute. It looks like something out of Minecraft. Okay, like a flower in Minecraft. Anyway, let's continue. What lessons and messages do you have for my Libra collective moon sign, or even sun sign? It doesn't matter. Venus. What lessons and messages do you have for my Libra zodiac signs, please and thank you? Justice card is your next card. Your second card, your third card is the Ace of Coins. Your fourth card is the Chariot card. Okay, these are major energies at play here. Justice, Chariot, Two of Wands, and your last card is the Queen of Cups. Okay, so where am I going to put this? And now we're going to draw an oracle card. What lessons and messages do you have for my Libra collective, please and thank you, for this moon reading, zodiac sign reading? What lessons and messages do you have for them, please and thank you? Okay, the Ringmaster of Scrutiny, discernment, clear vision and details. Discernment, clear vision and details is your card for today, Libra. So your first card, Libra, is the Seven of Swords. Okay, this is your first card. And this is the energy that you're trying to navigate at the moment. Seeing that it's Pluto retrograde in Aquarius, there's something that needs to change. Okay, I think for you, Libra, I strongly get the feeling that whatever this dynamic is for you, it is associated with your roots. Okay, your roots. It's something about your roots, where you come from. So you could have I don't know exactly, something about your emotional foundation here with the Seven of Swords. There's something about your emotional foundation, and it's rooted in some type of past experience. Okay, a past experience. The Seven of Swords is also indicating somebody that was traumatized by something. Okay, it placed this person in like this fearful state, because yeah, you will see this man is walking with a gun. He's very defensive. Whatever this thing is, it basically put you in this fight or flight mode. Okay, it's rooted in something in your past. The word mother wound is coming to mind. I don't know if some of you need to go back to your roots, to your past, to your childhood, to some type of emotional foundation. There's some type of instability in some type of emotional foundation from your past, okay? And it's rooted in your past with the Seven of Swords. And this is basically the energy that you're in. You're already in this energy where you may be trying to navigate this feeling or these emotions. Maybe it's a situation like this. Okay, I'm going to try and make an example. Say, for instance, you're an adult and you become a parent. And when you become a parent, it starts to become apparent the things that you doing differently than how your parents raised you. Okay. I don't know what type of example I can think of. Anything, it could be anything. Maybe your parents were very strict, okay, very controlling and rigid, okay, traditionally and rigid regarding something. It could be even a mother or that was like this, old-fashioned, okay. And basically what it did is whatever foundation that was laid by this individual in your past, okay, there was some type of root structure that wasn't laid correctly, okay, like your foundation basically. And this is basically your energy that you're in and trying to navigate. Maybe there are certain aspects of this past experience that spills over in your adulthood, and you're basically trying to navigate this or understand certain aspects of yourself while you're going to be in this retrograde period. You're going to start questioning maybe the way you were raised, certain aspects on how your parents raised you. Maybe it's a way your mother raised you, something that your mother did or didn't do, or father did or didn't do. I don't know what this is. The second card is the Justice card. The Justice card is associated with Libra. So you're basically appearing in your own reading, and the universe wants you to balance something in your life. I think whatever this dynamic is here with this Justice card, it placed you in an energy where you feel... Okay, just hold on. I just want to drink some water. There's noise outside as well as the aeroplane flying up ahead. I mean, up in the air. So basically with this Justice card, the Justice card is also associated with Libra. You navigating this energy means with this Libra card, you're trying to balance things out. Okay. It's almost like the thing that comes to mind while I look at this Justice card, and I use the example of parenting. You grown up, you change the way you raise your kids, and basically certain aspects about your parents that you do not want to apply in your parenting style, okay? And because there were certain aspects about how your parents parented you that is outdated. And it may not be outdated stuff like traditional stuff. Maybe you're still sticking to certain traditional stuff, which is a good thing because it gives people a certain type of structure, and every child needs that, okay? They need structure because it gives them a sense of stability and security and safety. It makes them feel safe. So there are certain things that you should not, I don't know, you basically shouldn't wobble these things when it comes to kids, okay? Uh, I have no idea what this is, but whatever this thing is, I think this foundation that was laid, okay, it was wobbly. This, and you basically, it could be something that your parents did. It could be a mother wound. It left you in this emotional state where you're struggling with something in your adulthood, okay? And it has something to do with your foundation. It's almost like you have this, with this justice card, it's like you basically trying to create balance. You don't want to judge a certain situation. You're basically trying to see perspectives, different perspectives regarding a thing. Because if you look at it, or this is what the universe is requiring you to do, to not shift blame in certain things, okay? To basically understand, okay, it's like I've mentioned that so many times, okay? It was Easter recently, and we all know a lot of Christians associate Easter with the crucifixion of Christ. And when he died on the cross, there was this phrase that he mentioned. And this has been a phrase that has been stuck with me since I was a child. And I always wondered until I started to figure these things out for myself. He basically says, Father, forgive them, for they don't know what they are doing. And I could never understand this. And as I grew older and I dealt with people, okay, I realized people can only meet you on the level that they are, on the level of consciousness that they are, on the level of emotional intelligence that they are, okay? So you might talk to someone, you might try to explain something to someone, it's not going to help because this person is not going to understand you because they're not on your level of understanding, maybe not on your level of intelligence, emotionally or whatever, okay? So you need to create balance as to understand why, where your parents came from, basically, when they did raise you in a certain way, or they imposed certain types of structures on you, okay? Say, for instance, I'm going to make a simple example. I think we all, as mothers, when we have daughters, we do this. Even I make myself guilty of this, but if you're a mother of a daughter, you will understand. As women, one of the biggest issues that we face in this world is safety, okay? And uh, there's a lot of things that bring awareness as to maybe men, okay, that they need to understand or where we're coming from. And I've made a few examples. There was this example that I once used in one of my readings of a lecture that a lecturer had, and he asked the same question to a male and a female, and he asked the male, what do you do in the morning? Early in the morning, it's still dark, you're going to work, but you have to get up very quickly. I mean very early, sorry, and it's still dark because you have to catch the first bus because this place where you work is far away, okay? So and he asked the store, and the man says, okay, I get up, I brush my teeth, I grab my lunch, and then I go. And he asks a woman, what do you do? She says, the night before I work out my route, and I have to go make sure that it's safe, that there are no strangers lurking around. I have to make sure that I have a weapon, that I'm dressed properly so that I can run if I need to, that I wear comfortable shoes, that I don't have to hurt my ankles when I have to run away from someone to protect myself. I have to make sure I park my car under a street light that's illuminated so that there's no strangers lurking in the dark. I have to have my brother or my dad or my mom's or my uncle or my auntie's number on my emergency list in case something happens. This is the type of life for a woman. Okay, this is the exact type. I don't know exactly what this is that you're facing. I'm just using this as an example. So whatever this dynamic is, it basically rocked you in your foundation, and this foundation is rooted in a family dynamic. Okay, and what I mean with rocked, it wobbles. There's some type of wobbly dynamic that you're dealing with. I don't know exactly what this is. You will know. It's almost like whatever this thing is, it's also distracting you from, maybe it's distracting you. Say, for instance, if you have issues in your family, it's basically distracting you from your job. Okay, it could be even something like an illness. Now you have to stay home constantly. I have no idea what this is. And this illness maybe is associated with some type of family dynamic that's playing out, and it's caused by stress. Okay. And you're basically starting to question these connections with people that you're having. It's almost like this. What I mean with you basically questioning your connections with people, it's basically, it's almost like your mom and your dad may have passed on already, okay, or they're very old, and you start to say, I have certain characteristics of my dad, and I look a lot like my mom, but I'm more like my dad. And it's almost like you start to measure certain characteristics uh, that you have of certain people in your life that played a very pivotal role, like your mom, your dad, your aunties and your uncles, certain peers, etc. Okay, and you're examining these connections, the role that these people play, the played in your life as a child. Okay, the foundation that they laid for you, the roots that they basically were, should have, your roots basically that they needed to tend to. Okay, you're basically questioning these individuals, these people, these connections. Okay, with your mom, with your dad, how it affected you. And this is a good thing, because I think if you go through this and you question these things, this is where the healing starts. It's you starting to admit, okay, there maybe have been something toxic in your past that you need to deal with, that's affecting your current life or your relationships with people. You need to address this. This is the first step to healing, is admitting, okay, there might be something that happened. There might be something rooted in my past with a mother wound, a father wound, anything like that. Okay. Okay, so your Ace of Coins is your third card. The Ace of Coins today comes across as your worth. And this is your worth. It's like the universe is indicating to you your worth, but it's almost like you're questioning this. Okay. It's like you in this, yeah, with the Seven of Swords also in this Justice card, this person's pants is broken. it's torn, which tells me this person has been through a lot of emotional, painful experiences, whatever this might be for you, okay? And it placed you in this dark space, sad space. And it, yeah, with this Ace of Coin, it's like you, the universe is showing your worth, yeah, but you're questioning it. You're questioning this and you can't see it, basically. And I want to know what is preventing you from seeing this. I'm going to see, let me see here. This causes discernment, clear vision, and details. You need to create some discernment about something, and it's regarding this root wound, I would say, okay? What prevents them from seeing their own worth? Let's see what the universe is going to give you with. I have the clear oracle deck here. I'm going to see for this Ace of Coins, what is it that's preventing them from seeing their worth? Okay, letter, document, message, news, speech, writing, and communication. Okay. Hmm. I'm trying to think of an example now. What's preventing you from seeing your worth? It could be that there was a lack of communication. Somebody never made it clear. Okay, maybe it was a parent that never showed affection. Okay, this person was never affectionate, this individual or this person. With this communication or lack of communication, there was no, it was an emotionally distant parent, basically. I have no idea what this document, message, news. Maybe there is something, there's something that you're going to get through the mail. Maybe it's a message. Maybe this message is regarding, for some of you, this message could be regarding this individual or individuals that you're dealing with from your past. Maybe it could be an apology. Maybe it could be somebody that's trying to mend, or it's almost like, you know what I'm picking up here. Say it's, for instance, it's a person that became a mother when she was a teenager. Okay. And she basically couldn't raise a child because she didn't have any support, and she had to give up a child for an adoption. And years passed, and then she decides to go look for a child. Okay. And she basically writes a letter. So for you, if you adopted, if you might expect a letter, there might be, because I strongly get the feeling there's something about roots, something about communication in the form of this, like, I have no idea what this is. Someone could have been adopted. And this person is going to get communication regarding this. Maybe it's a letter from your mother or your father. You haven't heard from them in years. Maybe it's you. Maybe it could be even something like they passed on and they left you something in a will. I have no idea what this is, okay. But basically, I asked the question, what is making you not see your worth? Is this experience? If you, say for instance, if you adopted, like I said, okay, this is just an example. Basically, you find out later on, your adopted parents tell you you were adopted. And you felt so warm and loved by these individuals. And then all of a sudden, you find out, okay, these are not my real parents. And I can understand the shock that might set in, because you're basically being told your own parents rejected you and they never wanted you. And I can just imagine the pain associated with experience like this, realizing that the people that were supposed to care for you, protect you, love you, take care of you, didn't want you, okay? Or they had to give you up because of they were still a child themselves, okay? And maybe this left a deeply rooted foundational mother wound or father wound. Maybe it was an absent father. Maybe it was a mother that raised the kids alone, and all of a sudden this dad reappears years after, okay? And this person is trying to create some type of relationship dynamic with you, and you're weary about this. So I don't know exactly what this is for you, okay? Your number 4 card is the Chariot card, and it speaks of self-mastery. You need to draw hope from this Chariot card. When the Chariot speaks of self-mastery and you needing to draw hope, however devastating news might be for you, okay? What, say for instance, you, like I said, you were adopted, you find out you were adopted, you were devastated by this news, it affected you and traumatized you, okay? Because all the things that's going in you, all the things that's going through your head is these people rejected me, they never wanted me, did I do something wrong? Okay, this is the first things probably what most people would experience when they find out something like that. So what this the self-mastery is telling you is, don't let this experience undermine your self-worth. Don't let this experience show you that your self-worth was never associated with these people and their decisions. Okay? Their decisions, the choices that they made, and the fact that it had an aftermath, which was you, and they didn't have room in their life for you, it's not your fault. And you shouldn't put the blame on yourself. Okay? It's like the universe is trying to tell you your self-worth is not attached to the situation, and it should never be, okay, attached to the situation. Because I think for some of you, somehow I think you're attaching your self-worth to the fact that, I don't know, maybe you're an orphan, you attach your self-worth to the fact that you're an orphan. You basically feel abandoned and neglected, and you attach your self-worth on acceptance of others, of, and it started there. Basically, it's got nothing to do, this feeling that you're having, this emotion, it's got nothing to do with your current relationships. It has everything to do with this past experience and how it's affecting your current life as an adult. Okay, maybe it's affecting your self-worth, the way you see yourself, I don't know. You need to draw hope, because you have overcome a lot. Yeah, with the self-mastery card, yeah, this Chariot, you have already overcome, okay, something huge, and you have faced, I don't know exactly what this um dynamic is that you're facing, but it's like the universe wants to tell you, I don't know, some of you might have been through a lot of experiences that were painful, and you basically mastered it, okay? And your self-worth should be attached to the fact that you are very strong, resilient, powerful individual within yourself, because you self-mastered yourself in many aspects. So don't let whatever this dynamic is get you down. Okay? It could be that for some of you, you want to make a change in certain family dynamics. Maybe, I don't know what this is. Okay, I don't know if you're going to cut ties with people in your family group. Because I strongly get the feeling that there's also some type of purging energy associated with you in this reading, Libra, with this Pluto retrograde, like you're purging experiences, and also in the process while you're purging certain experiences, getting rid of it. Okay, say for instance, the thing that I'm noticing, I'm seeing in my head now, say for instance it was a child that's being approached by a parent that rejected them years ago, and basically you look at this individual while you're talking to this person, and you have a lot of questions going through your head. And while this person is talking and apologizing about their past, there's almost like this blanket of comfort that comes over you, where you start to realize, you know what, this was never my fault. This was never my burden to carry. I realize that now. It's like you're basically making peace with certain things, okay, or you're going to in this retrograde period, because there are certain things that are going to be cleared here, emotions and feelings. Okay, Two of Wands is your fifth card. The universe doesn't want you to block your emotions regarding certain things. If there are things troubling you, you need to express this and talk about it, Libra. Okay, this is what the Two of Wands is also indicating. It's like planning. Okay, planning things. Planning things and be strategic about it. And basically working on certain emotional aspects, okay, before you can move on. There's something that you need to work on here, something that you need to hone. It could be confidence that you need to hone, work on. I have no idea what this is. Because I strongly get the feeling that you also in this energy where you want to create some type of change for yourself, Libra. I don't know if it's a change in environment, a change in a job, I don't know. Because seeing that it's springtime in certain areas of the world, the word cleaning is coming to mind. So maybe you're cleaning, okay? Emotional cleansing, energetic emotional cleansing. Your last card is the Queen of Cups, and it's your number 6 card. I think, yeah, in this dynamic, there's a lot of memories that are also being triggered of your past. Maybe, say for instance, it's Christmas, you Christmas time and Easter is usually associated with family gatherings. And every time you're in this family gathering, there are emotions that are triggered because you have beef with certain people in your family, okay? And you're basically constantly being reminded of this, and you want to change this by maybe not interacting with these individuals, cutting ties with them, moving on. Because I strongly get the feeling this is some type of root foundational dynamic family thing, okay? And this is also, I don't know if, all I can pick up is that it's affecting you with the Queen of Cups as well. It's like here with the Queen of Cups, the universe is advising you to clear your emotional center before you move on with your life in whatever purpose you want to move into or whatever, okay? You need to clear your emotional center with the Queen of Cups. When you clear your emotional center, you're obviously going to be a compassionate, very calm individual. You're going to feel secure in yourself. Okay, because I strongly get the feeling that whatever this dynamic is, it makes you feel insecure, it makes you feel unsure, and the universe doesn't want you to feel this way. Like I said, you need to clear yourself, your emotional, energetic center. I'm going to draw a last card here. And if you clear that emotional, energetic center, you're going to become stable in yourself, in your emotions, okay? Last cross, duty, burden, big problem, grief, religious, fate. I think whatever this thing is, this is associated with some type of family dynamic. It could be, I'm trying to think of a story here. You know what? It could be something really radical, like somebody changing their faith, okay? Uh, Somebody was a Christian and they become a Muslim, or they're a Muslim and they become a Christian and their whole family is Muslims, or vice versa. Okay, so I don't know what this is. I have no idea what this is. Duty, burden, big problem, grief, religious, fate. I think what it means with a big problem is if you're not going to address this thing and face it head on, you're going to create some type of problem for yourself in the long run. Because whatever this thing is, it's still eating away at you, Libra. Okay, I have no idea what this is. You will know your life, but you need to cleanse. I strongly get the feeling of somebody purging and cleansing as well. Anyway, this is your reading for today. Okay, I hope it was helpful. Please like, share, and subscribe, and please take care. Love you. Bye.